Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Twin Cities Film Fest, Her Series panel discussion. Hope you enjoyed the film. I am so happy to be joined by two of my amazing sponsors, Team Women and Gray Search and Strategy. I have two fierce women leaders on the call as well, Katie Berg from Team Women and Alyssa Henriksen from Gray Search and Strategy. Welcome, ladies. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you so much for supporting the Twin Cities Film Fest.
Yes, of course.
Thank you for having us, Jayden.
You're welcome. Katie, with Team Women, why don't you give a little bit of a description into what Team Women does, and then we'll have Alyssa say the same about Gray Search and Strategy.
Sounds good. So again, thanks so much for having us. We're so excited to be a part of the Twin Cities Film Fest this year. And a little bit about Team Women is, first of all, our mission is we inspire women to rise together. So it's really fitting that we're a sponsor of the Her Series. And we do that by providing a variety of leadership development experiences and a mentor program. And we also have a really strong program for youth leadership development. So, and our members are really diverse. We have about over 600 members that come from all industries, from IT, financial services, legal, government, nonprofit, you name it, we've got them, and they're in a variety of roles too. So we have about 40% are that director level on up to the C-suite. 30% of our women members are managers or collaborators, and 30% are entrepreneurs, independent consultants, and we always have women in transition. So we're a wonderful community to connect with, grow, and be inspired.
That's awesome. Alyssa?
Yeah, so obviously Alyssa Henriksen, co-president of Gray Search, and we're an executive recruiting consulting company that's headquartered here in the Minneapolis area, but we manage search throughout the US. So we fill a number of positions that are not just local to Minneapolis. We're a boutique firm. There are 5 of us total, and we are in our brand new office space, which is really exciting. And, so we, like I said, we work closely with our clients, and we fill that mid-level on up to the executive level, but we also do different types of projects where if our clients have multiple positions they need to fill, we come in as an extension to their team and become very strategic in the way that we fill those positions. And we've developed curriculum around national training, recruiting training. So we've actually implemented that with some clients that have facilities throughout the US, and then we go in and help them train on how to be great brand ambassadors and how to bring talent into their organization. So we created the curriculum to support that. So, and in regards to the Her Series, we're just thrilled to be sponsors. We're heavily involved. In fact, we're the platinum sponsors for all the women in business events that are put on through the Minnesota State Chamber. And of course, we work closely with Team Women. We're proud to be big supporters of Team Women, and going through a number of events there as sponsors, but then also coming up in Empower as well, the Empower Academy hosting that. So we're thrilled to be here, and thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Let's jump right in. I have a couple of questions for you. What can women in the professional world right now, obviously, we're in a situation where people are not being able to meet on a regular basis physically, a lot of Zoom conversations, of course, but in general, what can women do right now to make their mark in their industry or their profession or even in their company?
Well, yeah, I know it's a really good question. The thing that I have said to women quite regularly, and especially now we'll get contacted to just get advice, is you can't look down, you have to look up. I think women in general sometimes are way harder on themselves than they need to be, and they think that they may not have what it takes or the skill set. And immediately I'm like, you're already putting yourself down when you need to be pulling yourself up. And, it's okay to be just as aggressive on your job search or in your role, for example, and letting people know, hey, I'm interested in that next opportunity. I'm interested in taking that next step in my career. And I have the capability and bandwidth. It's really just about speaking up, in my opinion, now more than ever, because we're not face to face. It's about asking what you can do in order to take that next step forward.
Katie?
I wholeheartedly agree. I mean, and that is what we say too. Women notoriously aren't necessarily as big of risk takers as men. And now is the time to really take risks, go after what they want. I mean, what we've experienced in the world right now is really giving people pause to find out what their real purpose and mission is and what the type of career is that they want to have. So really work on your personal brand, find those opportunities that are either within your organization or what you want to aspire to be, and go after it, and then ask for help. I mean, there's people like Alyssa out there, and you, Jayton, too. I mean, just having us, this community too, to come together to say, this is what I'm looking for. I'm not really sure what I'm looking for. How can you help? So either that's through mentorship or through people in industries that you want to navigate into. Is just, that's the key, is asking for help. And women don't usually do that,
No.
So it's time to just throw everything that we're comfortable with and just continue getting up every day and living a life that we're uncomfortable in. It's new. Things are new for a lot of people right now. And take advantage of social media too.
I love that. Question to both of you. What are some best examples of positive change in the workplace that you guys have recently come across or seen when it comes to gender equality and inclusion, whether it's a community or from hiring?
Yeah. Go ahead, Katie, if you want to.
I think, again, just this year of 2020 has brought social issues to the forefront. Diversity and inclusion has been a big part of people's strategic plan for the last few years, but now more than ever it is. And so like Medtronic has a goal this year in its plan to elevate 40% of its leadership to women, women leaders, manager and above. So I'm seeing that more and more in corporate cultures, where they are really putting metrics behind who they want to bring apart on their leadership team. And again, so it's time to get yourself ready. If you're a woman, get your brand in order, get your tools ready so that you can take that next position, whatever that looks like, or just navigate toward it.
Yeah. I mean, we sit, I think, as you know, we sit with leadership teams daily. I mean, from very multi-billion-dollar companies to, $30, $50 million companies. And what's been really cool to see this year alone, being a part of those discussions as we're discussing positions that they may need to fill, is other leaders are being very specific in the fact that they're not just saying, when we're talking about the role, hey, the guy could come in and he could have 15 years of experience. They're now saying she could come in and we really like a she in this role. They're being very deliberate in what they're asking for, which I appreciate, right? It's been part of almost every discussion we have. And it's because they recognize that over the years, they have not put that as a priority. And it should have been a priority. It should have been that equality and making that equal between, men and women in the workplace. But I love seeing that that's now something that our clients are bringing up immediately. And the other thing I think is really great is we've always, as a recruiting company, focused on equality, diversity, and inclusion in every search. But if you're looking for that, others you're partnering with, doesn't matter if it's recruiting, it doesn't matter if it's leadership development, you should be partnering with people who also believe in that philosophy.
And that goes directly into, you kind of already, both of you guys answered my next question, which was going to be, have you noticed trends towards recruitment, diversity in recruitment, policies coming from the managers? You talked about Medtronic and specifically 40% of their managerials coming up to future managerial positions being filled by women. Are there more specific things that perhaps, Alyssa, you're seeing from recruiting managers that are coming directly to you when it comes to gender inclusion in search?
Yeah, I mean, it is, just like I said, which is awesome, which, we don't, as a company, don't have to worry about it, but they're saying we would like a female, or we would like a diverse female in this role, right? And diverse female, by the way, is even more popular, and it shouldn't be popular in my opinion, but that is where we're at. And then we talk about what that looks like. And, you know, in the years I've been doing this, which is close to 20, this is the first year where it's been a part of almost every conversation that I've been in when looking at bringing in new talent. And I hate to say that that's kind of sad, but at least we're there, right? At least we're there, and I'm excited about it, because that diversity is what makes a company great. The future of that company, phenomenal, because it's a diverse, it's the collaboration of diverse ideas, and that's what we need. So, you know, have I seen any new policies in place? Not so much, although I've seen more of the diversity and inclusion roles being added to corporations, which is fantastic. But it's more about the criteria that we need to be going after, and that being diverse and female.
Yeah, so I think that I'm just seeing more people walking the walk and not just talking the talk. You know, I mean, diversity and inclusion has been in corporate websites, and this is what we're going after. And now they really are. And like you said, it's sad to say, but it's also that it's finally here. But it's also really exciting, because we are on the brink of just huge change everywhere, you know, and change for the better. And now our organizations will be fully representative of the tapestry of cultures and gender, and that really this country is, and this world is, and that's what that we need all voices at the table. And I feel like we're there. We're getting closer and closer, and it is top of mind, even in our organization. I mean, it's, as a member-based organization, diversity and inclusion, we need to represent the full, you know, all the different cultures and races and ethnic backgrounds that there are. So it's a focused mission.
Yeah, and I think both of you would agree there's a lot of work still yet to be done, but we're at least on the right path, and at least taking the first couple of steps. The last question that I have for the both of you is, what is the best professional career advice that you have received? And what would the advice be, whether it's the same or something different, that you would like to pass on to future women leaders in our professional realm here?
Man, I'll go, because I get excited about that question. And it's something I'm actually going to be talking about at an upcoming event with Team Women, is you cannot let others define you. And I feel like that is so easy, especially for women, to be easily defined, and it's not okay. We are, you know, sometimes, like you said, we're not going to be as risky. We're not going to step forward, stick our necks out, speak up, and it's time to do that in the right way, right? Professionally. But so often, if I listen to every single person in my life that told me that I wasn't going to be able to do something, or I couldn't do it because of X, Y, and Z, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. And I'm not saying I've conquered the world by any means, but I know that I wouldn't be where I'm at, and I wouldn't be who I am. You cannot let others define you. And you just gotta, like I said, don't look down, look up, and keep going, and build a solid community of people around you that believe in you, but that will also be very honest with you, because that's important, right? And so it's really exciting when you have all that. And I would say that would be my advice overall.
Katie?
And I echo that too. And Alyssa mentioned that she's going to be sharing her story at an upcoming event for Team Women, and you guys need to hear it. I mean, this community would love her story and the challenges that she's overcome. And so, but I also too, it's the best advice that I ever got was to not listen to what I was told, which was, you know, you can only do one thing. And it was an old time cinematographer actually that told me that, Jayden, years ago. Yeah. And he said, no, you must diversify. You must focus on one single thing. And I'm like, I don't want to just do one thing, you know? And I don't want to say too much because you might guess who he is by his accent. But anyway, it was great because I realized that, you know, I can define the path that I want, but I had to believe in it, and I had to constantly, and that's hard to do. So finding strength, and so that finding confidence, and that is, like Alyssa said, surrounding yourself with your stable of people, your community, but keep expanding it too, because the older you get, your community shifts and changes. So that goes back to asking for help, along the way, and don't be afraid to ask for help. So it's just, it's committing to a path, but also being flexible and resilient during that path.
I love it. I'm so grateful that both of you are part of my community. I learn so much from you every single time that we have a conversation. I want to thank you for, again, being an amazing supporter of the Twin Cities Film Fest, and specifically with championing the Her series this year. The stage is yours to let people know how they can get a hold of you. So your social media handles, and then we'll end the call at that point.
Yeah, sounds great. Well, you can get a hold of me via email is the best, and I've got social media handles, but Greatness at the Gray, you can always hashtag, and otherwise you've got Alyssa at Grey, GREY-search.com, and that's ALISSA. Reach out to me anytime. I'm happy to help. And then our website is www.grey-search.com. And follow us on LinkedIn. That's a big deal.
They're prolific on LinkedIn.
Yes, we're doing a lot on LinkedIn. Follow our company. Check out Leadership Drive. That's an awesome series. Thanks to actually both of you for that. So thank you.
You're welcome.
It was great. And then you can reach me at Katy, Katy at teamwomenmn.org. And Team Women is all one word, mn.org. And again, Jayton, thanks so much for having us participate as sponsors of the Her series. I mean, all of the films that were part of the series, I absolutely loved. I'm particularly fond of Normie because I have a nephew with Down syndrome, so that really pulled on my heartstrings. And that's the magic of film, right? I mean, it touches you when you need to be touched, and it gives you language for things you're feeling and stories to share. So thank you for that.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you both. And thank you all for watching, and hope to see you guys at future films. Thanks, you guys.
Bye.
Bye.